All right, guys, we're in chapter 12, section 7. We're doing rational expressions with unlike denominators. The big thing is if you know how to find the least common multiple, you're able to do this, okay? The least common multiple, we did this probably a while ago. We'll kind of hit example 1 and example 2 to help you remember what the least common multiple is. We'll read the definition right here first. Just try to jog your memory. The least common multiple is the least number that is the common multiples of two or more numbers, okay? So what that means is we're trying to find the least common multiple between 15 m squared b to the third and 18 m b squared. So the first thing we have to do is we have to factor all of these out. They factored 15 by 3 and 5. Both of those go into 15, and that's as far as you can take them, okay? They factored m squared by m squared is just what? M times m. They factored out b to the third by b times b times b. Then they factored 18 by, it looks like they did 2 and 9, and then 9 is factored out to 3 and 3, so they got 2, 3, and 3. M was by itself, and then we have two b's because we have b squared. So now, to find the least common multiple, we have to combine the things that are alike, okay? So the things that are alike, okay, we got one set of 3's, good job, okay? There's our 3. We got one set of 2's, one set of 5's, okay? So after you combine the things that are alike, which all we had was we have our 3's, there's one set of 3's, we bring along everything else that's left over. So the 2 was left over, there it is. We have one set of 3's, so there's a 3. We had a 3 left over, bring it along. We had a 5 left over, bring it along, okay? Now we eliminate our m's. How many sets of m's do we have? We have one m, there's the first one, bring the other one along, okay? Then we have our b's. We got one set of B, two set of B, then we have a B left over, so we got 3 B's left over. Then we multiply across. 2 times 3 times 3 times 5 is 90. M times M is M squared. B times B times B is B to the third, okay? So that's how you find the least common multiple of these monomials, okay? That's not real hard. You guys should be able to do that, okay? Example 2, a little bit more difficult, not too bad though. Find the least common multiple of x squared plus 8x plus 15 and x squared plus x minus 6. So the first thing we have to do, like we did up here, is we have to factor these out. Two numbers that multiply and get 15 and also add together and get 8, they did 3 and 5, okay? Good job, simple as it gets. Two numbers that multiply and get negative 6, but also add or subtract and get x, they got negative 2 and 3. How do they do that? Negative 2 times 3 is negative 6. Negative 2 plus 3 is 1, which that 1 is in front of that x. So now, do we have anything that's common? These x plus 3's, okay? So we only need one of those. They put it down here. And since we're finding the least common multiple, we just bring everything else along. This one didn't have a pair, bring it along. This one didn't have a pair, bring it along. So the least common multiple is x minus 2 times x plus 3 times x plus 5, okay? So now, let's look over at example 3. Example 3 is a little bit different. Now they're putting it into fractions and they're adding them together. Great. We appreciate it, guys. So the first thing that we're having to do, okay, we're finding example 3, monomial denominators. What is the denominator? The bottom part of the fraction, correct? So their first step that they're wanting us to do is find the least common multiple of the denominators, okay? We have an A, okay? Can't really factor A out. That's as far as it goes. 3A, can't really factor 3A out. We know it's a 3 and we know it's an A, okay? So we got to find our combinations. Oh, there's an A, bring it down. There's a 3, bring it down. 3A, okay? 3 times A, 3A. So that's going to be our least common denominator, least common multiple, whatever you want to call it, for our denominator. So we need 3A into both of these. We don't have to change this one at all. Why? because it already has 3a, correct? Okay, so what we have to do is we're going to have to multiply what to get this into that. We need it to be 3a, so what will we have to multiply it by? Multiply this entire fraction by 3, correct? Because if we multiply the bottom by 3, we're going to get 3a. Okay, so this is what their first step was. After they factored the bottom and found the least common denominator, or multiple, whatever you want to call it, the next step is they had to get this fraction into the same denominator as this fraction. So they multiplied the entire thing by 3. So they did 3 times a plus 1, which is 3a plus 3. They multiplied the bottom by 3. They got 3a. So now, and then they just brought the other one down because they didn't have to do anything to it because it already had the correct denominator. So they didn't have to multiply anything with that one. So this is what they got. They got 3a plus 3 divided by 3a, simply by multiplying 3 into this entire thing, because they had to get 3a as the denominator, because that's what we found as the least common denominator. Then they brought this one down. So the next step, now that we have the same denominator, all we have to do is add the top. Okay? So we got 3a plus 3 plus a minus 3 over 3a. Because we have a common denominator, we can add them together and set it over that common denominator. Now all they have to do is simplify. 3a plus a is 4a. 3 minus 3, gone. So all we have left is what? 4a over 3a. We can eliminate those a's, and we're going to get 4 over 3. Okay? That one's a little bit more complicated, but it's not hard if you know what we're doing. Okay? So now, this one's a little bit harder. We got y minus 2. Let me see if I can probably do this one for you guys to help you out so you don't have to sit there and look at the book. Wait 1 second. All right. So we're doing the same thing. We got y minus 2 over y squared plus 4y plus 4 plus y minus 2 over y plus 2. So, first thing we got to do we have a common denominator? We do not. So what do we have to do? We have to find the least common multiple to find out so we can get a common denominator. So, we have to factor, okay, this one and this one so we get a common denominator. So to factor this one out, y2 plus 4y plus 4, we got y, okay? Two numbers that multiply into 4 but also add together and get 4. I'm thinking 2 and 2, correct? Okay? That's as far as we can go. Now, when we factor this one out, can't really go any further than that, can we? We can't, okay? So, we got one combination, y plus 2, then bring along the other. Okay? So, if we know that y plus 2 and y plus 2 factors this one out, and this one is y plus 2 as well, y plus 2 times y plus 2 is what? Y plus 2 squared. So I think we found our common denominator, right? After factoring this one out. So we got y minus 2 over y plus 2 squared plus y minus 2 over y plus 2. Because all I did here was simply factor this one out. I factored it out and got y squared. Haven't really done anything to this one yet. So, we got to find this common denominator. We got to get it to y plus 2 squared. What's one way to do it? Multiply it by what? Y plus 2, right? So we're going to bring this stuff down because we don't have to do anything to it. Okay. Y plus 2 times y plus 2 is what? Y plus 2 squared. Okay? Now, these are different. We can't just say y minus 2 times y plus 2 is y plus 2 squared. No, we can't because our signs are messed up. So we're going to have to take them and multiply them out. Y times y is y squared. Negative 2 times 4 is negative 4. So we got y2 minus 4. But we do have a common denominator. So we can go ahead and write our common denominator down here. Okay? So now, since we have common denominator, all we have to do left is what? Add our top. So we got y minus 2 plus y squared minus 4. Okay? So, now we got to, so when we get to this step, we really all have left to do is what? Combine our like terms, okay? That's all we have left to do. So we can go nothing similar to y, okay? Negative 2 minus 4 is negative 6 plus y squared over y plus 2 squared. Okay? But you guys know good and well that this is not in the correct order. Okay? We want it as y squared plus y minus 6 over y plus 2 squared. Okay? Y'all know good and well that's the form that we want. We want it in y equals mx plus b form if we're going to have a y squared. Okay? And you can leave your answer like this if you want to. Or if you want to simplify this and go even further, you can, which is y plus 2 squared is our denominator. What are two things that multiply together and get negative 6, but also add or subtract and get y? We're going to get y minus 2, and y plus 3. And either one of these is our answer. This one works, and this one works, okay? I know this stuff is kind of a little bit difficult and kind of a little tedious, but just go back, look at the example problems. You only have 3 or 4 problems to do. If you got any questions, let me know.